Even though steel cage traps are widely considered an effective way to control wild hogs, these animals continue to tear through farmlands, forests, and even suburban neighborhoods across the US. So what's really going on? Are we using the right tools the wrong way? Or is there more to the wild hog problem than we've been told? This video takes a deep dive into the world of feral hog control, combining science, first-hand stories, and the gritty reality that farmers and landowners face every single day. Wild hogs aren't just a nuisance, they're a full-blown crisis. Once limited to a few states in the South, they've exploded across the country, with an estimated 9 million feral hogs now spread across 39 states. Just 3 decades ago, the number was closer to 2 million. This population boom hasn't just caught experts off guard. It's devastated farms, endangered ecosystems, and put increasing pressure on rural communities. And make no mistake, this isn't just a Texas problem anymore. From California vineyards to Florida wetlands, and from the cornfields of the Midwest to the hardwood forests of the East, wild hogs are rooting up land, wiping out native species, and destroying decades of work in a single night. Their impact is global. 2 countries like Australia, Germany, and Spain are fighting similar battles. But in the US, their sheer scale and speed make them especially difficult to manage. So how bad is it? Really? According to USDA estimates, feral hogs are responsible for up to $1.5 billion in damage each year. They plow through crops, tear up irrigation systems, trample young trees, contaminate water sources, and even threaten livestock and pets. They've been known to attack humans when cornered. And because they reproduce so rapidly, 2 litters a year with up to 12 piglets each time, they can double their population in a matter of months. That's why experts agree. Unless we remove at least 60% of the hog population annually in every infested area, their numbers will continue to grow. Let that sink in. If we're not constantly pushing back, we're losing ground. In response, the USDA and individual states have launched aggressive control programs, pouring millions into research, equipment, and education. In 2024, Texas and Oklahoma approved the use of Capit, a specially designed toxic bait. It's a controversial move, but many landowners see it as a last resort in a fight that's starting to feel unwinnable. Among all the control methods available, one stands out for its effectiveness when used correctly: the corral trap. But here's where things go sideways. Many people, even well-meaning farmers, set up these traps incorrectly. And wild hogs, as destructive as they are also incredibly smart. They remember where danger lies. If a trap is placed wrong, triggered too soon, or built with the wrong materials, the entire effort can backfire. Once hogs associate a location or smell with danger, they'll avoid it for good. So what makes a successful trap? A proper corral trap should be large, typically 30 to 40 feet in diameter. This allows you to capture the entire sounder, a group of hogs, in one go. Smaller traps might catch 1 or 2, but the rest will scatter and become even harder to catch next time. Trap walls must be at least 5 feet high to prevent escapes, and using a remote-controlled gate dramatically increases your chances of success compared to manual closures. Materials matter too. Strong steel panels are essential. If you use chicken wire, flimsy fencing, or wooden stakes, these animals will bulldoze right through it. There are countless videos online of hogs flipping open gates, jumping over walls, or ripping their way out of poorly built traps. But the biggest mistake people make isn't the trap, it's the placement. According to research from Texas A&M, the most important factor in successful trapping is location. Wild hogs are creatures of habit. They stick to the same trails, watering holes, and feeding spots unless something drives them away. So, your trap should go where they already feel safe, not where it's convenient for you. Look for signs: freshly rooted soil, muddy wallows, broken branches, or hoof prints in the dirt. Areas near creeks, ponds, or irrigation ditches are prime real estate. And once you've found the right spot, the next key step is pre-baiting. Pre-baiting means placing food in the trap area, but leaving the gate open for 3 to 7 days before you actually plan to trap. This gets the hogs used to the location. They start to trust it. You're building a routine for them, and trust is everything. One proven bait that's surprisingly effective: fermented corn. Soak it in water for a week until it gives off a sour, pungent smell. Hogs love it. It's like barbecue for them. One rancher outside San Angelo, Texas, shared that he caught 28 hogs in a single night using fermented corn in a well-placed trap near a creek. He tried for months with poor results, but once he adjusted his timing and used pre-baiting, the results were staggering. Other options include fruits like watermelon, peaches, or apples, especially during the hot summer months when hogs are desperate for moisture. Commercial high-protein baits are also available, often attracting larger sounders. But here's the thing. You can have the perfect trap, the right bait, and the ideal location, and still fail if your timing is off. Wild hogs are mostly nocturnal. They're most active between 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. That means you need to monitor the trap during these hours using trail cams or motion sensors. In the early days of pre-baiting, leave the gate open. Let the hogs enter and exit freely. Only trigger the trap once you've seen that 80% or more of the sounder is consistently going inside. Trigger it too early, and you may only catch a few stragglers. Worse, the rest may learn the danger and never return. And whatever you do, don't leave caught hogs in the trap for too long. Their squeals and stress signals can alert the rest of the group, making them avoid the area entirely. Swift removal is key. As soon as the trap closes, handle the animals quickly and clean the site thoroughly. Many experienced trappers also rotate trap locations every few months to prevent behavioral adaptation. But behind all the strategies, stats, and steel panels, there's a deeper story, one about resilience. Talk to a farmer in Central Texas who's lost half his cornfield in one night. Or a rancher in Oklahoma whose fences are repaired weekly because hogs crash through them like battering rams. Or a wildlife biologist watching native deer and ground birds disappear from an ecosystem overrun by invasive pigs. This isn't just wildlife management. It's a fight to reclaim balance. It's about people trying to protect what they've worked for, often for generations. And every successful trap is not just about catching pigs, it's about reclaiming control. So how about you? Have you ever dealt with feral hogs? Tried building a trap? Succeeded? Failed? Share your story in the comments. The more we learn from each other, the better we can fight back. The wild hog invasion is one of the most overlooked environmental and agricultural threats in North America. But with the right knowledge, shared experience, and smart strategy, we can start turning the tide. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around, because this fight is far from over, and there's still a lot more to learn. Of historical errors. Wild hogs didn't just sprout up in America like dandelions. They're the result of some laughably bad decisions from centuries past. The saga kicks off in 1493 when Christopher Columbus, the OG explorer, brought 8 pigs from Europe to Cuba. The plan? Raise them for bacon to feed his crew. But these pigs had other ideas. They weren't about to be anyone's pork chop. They bolted, launching their own great American hog venture before humans even got their bearings. Picture Columbus staring at his empty pig pen, muttering, "Well, I guess I just unleashed an ecological disaster. Oops." Fast forward to the 16th century, and another Spanish explorer, Hernando de Soto, decided to up the ante. In 1539, he hauled pigs to Florida, thinking, "These'll be great for snacks on our road trip." Spoiler alert, pigs don't play nice. Some escaped, others were left behind when his expedition fell apart. These runaway porkers turned into wild warriors, breeding faster than a viral TikTok trend. If De Soto were alive today, he'd probably shake his head and say, "Why didn't I just stick to beef jerky?" The plot thickens in the late 1800s when European hunters decided to spice things up. Bored with chasing deer, they imported Eurasian wild boars, possibly from Germany's Black Forest, to hunting grounds in New Hampshire and beyond. These guys were like, "Deer are so last century. Let's hunt some hardcore hogs." The imported boars hooked up with the local feral pigs, creating a super tough, super rowdy hybrid, like mixing Monster Energy with espresso. These hogs didn't just survive. They conquered every terrain from dense forests to wide open prairies. But here's the real kicker. Some of America's wild hogs started as farm pigs. Back in the day, farmers let their pigs roam free. like giving them a gap year to find themselves. Some of these pigs went full rebel, ditching the farm life for the wild side. Within a few generations, they grew bristly hair, sprouted tusks, and became legit wild hogs. Imagine a farm pig looking in a puddle, saying, "Screw this, I'm going full Mad Max." This going feral process turned cuddly porkers into a gang of chaos-causing hogs ready to rumble. Genetically, wild hogs trace back to Southeast Asia from the early Pleistocene, spreading across Eurasia and North Africa. The ones in America are descendants of European boars and domesticated pigs, packing a genetic combo that makes them tougher than a $2 steak. In a funny way, they're like ecological superheroes minus the capes plus a whole lot of attitude. Humans can only sigh and say, "Hogs, why you gotta be so good at surviving?" Today, 6 million wild hogs are tearing it up across 35 states, with Texas as their main stage. That's more fans than a Taylor Swift concert. They're not just wildlife. They're the ultimate nightmare for farmers, hunters, and anyone who just wants to hike without a hog chase scene. The havoc of wild hogs, living plows, and epic pranks. Wild hogs aren't just numerous. They're the kings of chaos with a rap sheet longer than a summer blockbuster. They breed like crazy, outsmart traps, and wreck everything like they've got a personal vendetta. Here's a rundown of their greatest hits, with some jokes to keep you grinning through the madness. Economic damage. Hogs, crushing farmers' dreams since 1493. Wild hogs are nicknamed living plows because they love digging up dirt for snacks. They turn cornfields, wheat crops, and soybean patches into post-apocalyptic wastelands, leaving farmers ready to cry into their overalls. Experts estimate they cause $2.5 billion in damages yearly to agriculture, forestry, and livestock. That's enough cash to buy a private island, or at least a really nice tractor. Texas farmers probably have nightmares of hogs laughing maniacally, chanting, "Your crops are ours." But wait, there's more. Hogs don't stop at crops. They smash fences, wreck irrigation systems, and even mess up roads and levees. Imagine spending all weekend building a shiny new fence. The scorching heat of the Anatolian mountains clings to every breath, a relentless force that tests the will of anyone daring to step into this wild land. Over years of hunting, through countless dangers, one memory stands etched in my soul, a moment that still sends shivers down my spine. It was the breathtaking face-off with a massive wild boar, a creature of raw, untamed power. I was with Mehmet, my closest friend and a seasoned hunter, a man who knows these mountains like the back of his hand. What started as a routine boar control hunt, well, it turned into something else entirely. Nature, you see, has a way of humbling us all. Anatolia's dense oak forests and endless wheat fields breed boars unlike any other giants nurtured by the land's bounty. Mehmet crouched low, studying fresh tracks in the damp earth, broken branches, scattered droppings. His eyes narrowed. "There's a leader out there," he whispered, "and it's huge." His words hit me like a jolt. My heart raced. This wasn't just a hunt anymore. It felt like a challenge, a test of courage set by the wilderness itself. We split up, taking positions along familiar forest paths. I crouched behind a massive rock, my back against an ancient oak, my breath steady, my senses sharp. The forest was alive, leaves rustling, birds calling faintly. I checked my rifle, fingers grazing the trigger, ready for whatever came next. But deep down, a flicker of unease stirred. I'd hunted before, but something about this felt different. Then, a gunshot echoed from Mehmet's position, a sharp crack that shattered the silence. My pulse surged. Adrenaline flooded my veins. I gripped my rifle tighter, eyes locked on the path ahead. Moments later, there it was. A colossal boar stepped out from the brush. Its black coat gleamed under the dappled sunlight. Its curved tusks glinted like blades. And those eyes, they didn't flinch. They stared at me, curious, almost defiant. Time froze. My heart pounded so loud I thought it might betray me. The boar took a step forward, then another. Each thud of its hooves sent a tremor through the ground. It was closing the gap, and with every second, I felt the danger grow. If I didn't act, I'd be the prey. My instincts screamed. I raised my rifle, aimed, and fired. The shot tore through the stillness. The boar staggered, then collapsed, its massive body limp on the forest floor. I exhaled, my breath shaky, relief washing over me like a wave. I'd done it, but only just. Before I could catch my breath, Mehmet's voice crackled through the radio. More of them out there. Stay put. My heart leapt again. I held my ground, eyes scanning the path. Minutes later, another boar appeared, just as massive as the first. Its tusks gleamed, its bulk casting a shadow across the trail. But this time I was ready. The fear was still there,